Hey, welcome back. We have another knife. I am not sure what this one is. Let's get into it and find out. Opening this with the Demco 8020.5, the really basic version with Grivery and OS 10A blade steel. It is just a great knife. Great for doing stuff like this and other things. Around the house. Just a really good everyday carry kind of knife. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh, cool. This is my third knife from Reddit. I've gone down a rabbit hole over there. Really cool community of knife folks. Is that what this is? I think that's what this is. This could be blade forums. I have two coming. I think it's Reddit though. And if it's the one I think it is from Reddit, I am very excited right now. So the factory bubble wrap's not here. What is this? Some hardware, factory hardware. It's an Evo 3.0 from back in August. And let's get into it. It does, I think, from the factory come in bubble wrap. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, that's what I thought it was. So this one is from Reddit indeed. And I had heard people say that it's hard to photograph how black that is and that it looks lighter in photographs, and I'm kind of flipping my eyes back and forth between the knife and the camera, and I have to say I agree. So let me try and see if I can get some angles for you to show what it is, but it's, you know, it's so dark that it's kind of creating a mirror, and that mirror is sort of reflecting and making it look lighter than it is. Which is pretty wild. I've not really seen a DLC coat like that I can think of. It is really impressive. Really, really impressive. So I am absolutely thrilled to have this one. So thrilled, and I knew I'd like it so much that when another one made itself available today, I bought it. I am just, you know, I don't know how exactly this company does their stuff, but my understanding is the 3.0 is done, right? And they're working on the 4.0 right now. I've seen these really wild blade shapes coming out on it. What's it called? It's slipping my mind right now what that's called. God, that is a beast of a knife. Just a beast of a knife. What am I thinking of? Compound grind. And it is really neat. So I like, personally, there are a lot of options, micarta and this hand rubbed finish or something like that. But for me, this one and this one are the two to have. And I'll kind of explain why that is for me. I hope this one kind of speaks for itself. I mean, there are not a lot of knives. That thing does hit your fingernail pretty hard. That one hits my fingernail harder than my other one. But there are not a lot of knives that look like this. It's pretty wild, by the way, when the condensation from your hand gets on there, it creates like an oil slick color for a second, and then it goes away. Let's see if I can show that on camera. It's like a temporary oil slick. That's pretty cool. God, they just look so good. They're so a beast. Like, this is just a beast right here. And so I like this black one. I think that one kind of speaks for itself. I'm also like a really big fan of a satin finish like this, a satin grind. I think it's especially one like this that doesn't have DLC coat, and I'm just definitely afraid of dropping this on this knife. I gotta put this over here. But this one where it's kind of got the matte finish and then it has a satin grind out of it, that is just so cool looking to me. So in, you know, true pocket priorities fashion, the collector that I am, I got this I got two of this version and two of that version. That's just how I do it. This one doesn't come down on my finger so hard. I tighten this one up a tad and put just a drop of Loctite on it, and it's quite good. This one right here slams my finger, like it hurts. I'm actually like tentative to do it. Like it actually really hurts. But I love that grind. That hollow grind is just one of the coolest looking hollow grinds I've ever seen. And in these two finishes, it just makes that grind look amazing. It looks amazing. It is so cool looking. Ow, that really hurts. I'm not going to do that too many more times tonight. I gotta probably torque this one down a little bit because that is painful. What a cool knife. It's funny because I have this other one and I tuned it just right so it doesn't hurt too bad. And I had forgotten, like people have been talking about that, and I'm like, well, what's the complaint? Like my fingernail, it's a fingernail, it doesn't hurt that bad. That hurts enough that you want to change it for sure. What an amazing finish. They really did a bang up job on this. Gosh, that is really cool. Another great edge, just like its brother over here. Feels awesome. Super thrilled to have it. Thank you to the seller for making that one available. Gosh, just an impressive knife. I'm sitting here trying to think of how I can express what I think of when I see this knife, and it's just very hard to articulate, but it's just very medieval. I guess that's the best way I can put it. There's something extremely medieval about the look of this knife, and it's fun. It's really cool. Let me change up the lighting a little bit, see if I can play around with the finish. It's so hard to photograph. It's pretty funny. Yeah, if you have a chance to get either of these, I don't think you'll be disappointed. The action's really great. The aesthetic is really great. You know, I've said on the channel many times I'm not a big tie frame lock fan, but they do a really good job on this knife. There's nothing to complain about. Now, if you want something that's more of an EDC or a daily carry, you might choose an Evo 2. They're a bit smaller and probably a bit more attuned for like a daily carry. If you're just looking for a beast of a knife, if you like a Demco 8020 or something like that, this is the one for you. This thing is a freaking beast of a knife. It really is. I'll bring out a Demco 8020 to compare on size here. Now granted it's in front, so I'll switch the front to back, but they're very similar in size. It's a little shorter than the Demco, but a little taller is how I'd put it. This is a full-size 8020 here with a clip point. It's like a 3.6-inch blade. Both really cool knives. What can I say? Oh man. You know, when you start to see these consistent comments about things, and when you consistently see people that know what they're talking about say nice things about something, yeah, that's why I got this. That's why I got two of these. I think I bought this one before I even had gotten the first one in hand, because you just kind of know at a certain point. Obviously, I'd already picked what I liked cosmetically. I'd looked at a million pictures of these, and I didn't rush into the Evos. Like, I kind of waited it out to see what people thought and stuff. Because it's not exactly my style. It's a bit my style, but not exactly. And it was one of those ones where it's like, okay, eventually I'm gonna have to get one of these. And I kept missing them. People would buy them pretty quickly, and you know, they were going for good money, quite a bit more. Not a lot, like not double, like a Rosie or something like that. They're not like, or a Brown sometimes. They're not that insane. They're only, you know, 100 or 200 more, but like, you know, it was getting pretty hard to snag one. So suddenly I have snagged 4, as I usually do. Don't do many things half-assed when I get excited about it. So that's it for now. It's all I can really say is it lives up to the hype. again, not necessarily what I'd call a utility knife for most people, but if what you're looking for is something that's a little fidgety, it's fidgety. It's not what I would call the most fidgety knife, but it's certainly fidgety, and elegant and just beastly. This one's checking those boxes. It's really, really impressive. It's so crazy looking at the camera because it kind of looks silver up here, but in person it's just so black. It's a mirror. But you can really see the black more in person, I guess, than perhaps you can. Maybe that's a better angle for you to see how black it is. I'm honestly, like, more than almost any knife I've handled, I'm just extremely afraid of putting a nick in this DLC coat. This is really something else. Good job if, you know, anyone from CFK or, you know, John Sorensen himself somehow ends up listening to this. Kudos to you. You did a really, really nice job on this thing. That is wild. It really is just something to marvel at in terms of the aesthetic that you put together here. So good job. I'll call this one. It's you know, I already did a review of that one, and not a review, but like an unboxing of that one, and kind of compared it and everything. So this one's just about variation and collection, and it's feeling very collectible. Some knives I get, I'm like, crap, I'm gonna get rid of that. It's not a lot. Like, I'm probably less picky than some people for sure, but I try not to buy knives I don't like or want. But probably only 1 out of every 5 to 10 knives I'm just like, darn it, that I failed. This one's not a failure. This is a definite, at the very top 10% of better than expected. So again, it's nothing, it's kind of hard to explain. It just is what you expect, I guess. It's strongly what you expected, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, this knife for me. But like, I guess nothing much worse than you expect, and everything very much what you expect, if not better, is kind of where I'd go with it. That, which is pretty rare. There's not a lot of knives that I've gotten where I've been like, that's not as good as I was hoping. At least some part of it. And I don't like see a part of this where I'm like, that's not what I was hoping. Just kind of has it all right. So hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, subscribe, please comment, tell me something I don't know, share with the community something that they don't know, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.